Hi, my name is Oscar and I'm a scientist. In last video, we started a conversation with Eric, a petitioner for EB2 NIW from abroad. He did his process in Qatar, and today we'll finish that conversation and he'll tell us about what happened in the interview at the US Embassy. Let's take a look. If you also have a story to share with this audience, please write an email to Oscar at eb2niw.info and let's get in touch. You can watch the first part of this interview clicking the link I'm leaving above, and I'm also going to leave it in the description below. So when did you get that letter from the embassy consulate with an appointment so you could go to the interview?
Okay, so I got my letter on the 30th of March 2023 that I had an interview appointment for the month of May 2023. And mind you, my case was priority date for my case was March 2022, March 22nd, 2022, right? And at this point, I wasn't following the USCIS bulletins anymore because I felt like I had gone past that level. And since I was not from China or India, my case was current and I was happy. And this was that trick. So I learned something because my friend, of all the three of us, the guy in Korea, the guy in Cyprus, and me, I was the first to get documentary qualified, right? But I was the last to submit. But the guy in Cyprus got an interview date earlier because what I learned, there are some countries that have very few applicants, so it's easier to get interview date like almost instantly.
Yeah, so, because then there's the backlogs in the embassies themselves.
They are not exactly. Because recently I learned, I was trying to ask myself why the guy in Korea hadn't gotten an interview date, even though he got an approval before us. He got documentary qualified before us. Then I went to the NBC database and I found out that only in the month of February they issued over 500 migrant visas at that embassy. So you see they have a lot of backlog. So that's also important if you are filing from abroad, to be sure to choose an embassy that has, if you have the opportunity to do that, that has less cases, so you can have faster priority if that comes. So my case, remember, I started filing in March, so I had priority date of March 22nd. So at this point, I didn't know that retrogression had begun already in the NIW. And so I was just happy I'm in the NBC, I've submitted my forms, I've done everything, so I'm just waiting for an interview. And so the month of January, I didn't get an interview. The month of February, I didn't get an interview. My friend got an interview date, and I was like, I live in Qatar, we're just like under 3 million people here. Everybody here is like rich. So nobody wants to go to America. Why can't I get a date? so in March ending, I got a date for May. I think May the 23rd. I was happy. It was far from me, but I was happy. It's better you get a date than you're still waiting. Then I think I was watching one of your videos and you mentioned the retrogression.
Visa bulletin retrogression.
I saw the retrogression was in December 2022. Like I'm in March, it won't get to me anytime soon. Then the next month it was like June 2022. Then the embassy writes me in April. So I got the appointment for the 30th of March. So the medical center is very close to where I stay. So I decided, like, okay, instead of waiting, let me just go do the medical now. Because I was planning on traveling in April. So I walked to the hospital, the clinic, did the medicals. It took me like an hour or two because I had most of the vaccines already. And I finished that. I got back home. I have the summer holiday I'm planning already to come back in May to the interview. Then the embassy writes me on the 14th, telling me that they've rescheduled my interview for the 17th because my case will be retrogressed in May. And if a retrogression occurs, they can't treat the case until it's current again. So I'm surprised.
They were extremely nice because
I was pissed off, first of all, because I spent so much money on the application, right? Then I was grateful because now they're doing me a big favor. And luckily for me, I already done the medicals like 2 weeks earlier. So I canceled everything and just
So
moved
you
to
were
the
ready
embassy.
to go there. It's
Yeah,
just
it was
you
priority
had
for me actually.
your
Yeah,
personal plans and you had to change
yeah,
that. But
yeah.
man, they save you a
It
lot
did
of
me,
trouble.
it did me a big one because imagine right now the case is in February 2022, and we don't know if it's going to go back further or going to
Yeah.
go forward. So I would have just been waiting and waiting and waiting
Yeah, because
indefinitely.
this is the
So,
thing that many people don't understand. Like even people in embassies, they don't know what's going to happen with the visa
yeah,
bulletin. Like
yeah.
people keep asking me in the comment section, like, what do you think is going to happen? What is your projection? I'm like, I have no clue. I don't have a crystal ball.
I could read the message. I could read the message in the embassy. Like, I got the email. I was like, the person wrote like, we received information that your case will be regressing in the month of May, based on the bulletin. So
Yeah,
we rescheduled your interview for the month of April. Please, and she called me a day before the interview. Are you coming for the interview? If you're not coming, so I can give the time slot to somebody else.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so we went there, and apparently they sent the whole file because um, your whole petition, the whole
It goes there for the
goes
interview,
there
right?
also. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I went there. I saw the whole file,
Hmm.
including every document I found. It was way big,
Yeah.
and I was looking. I was surprised because I thought it ends at the USCIS, and it just everything goes to
It's,
your
it's
embassy.
like seeing an old friend. Your
Exactly.
300
Yeah.
page package is there waiting for you.
Yeah. Waiting
So
for me. Exactly.
so let's talk a little bit about that day where okay, your appointment was changed. Now it's April and it's time for you to go to the embassy. So how was, I mean, I know that it may change from country to country, but how early did you get there? Did you get on time? Did you get very early? And then we can move to what
Okay.
happened inside, because many people are anxious about that moment.
Okay, it was strange for me because for the country where I come from, you have to renew your US visas are usually 2 year valid. So every two
Hmm.
years you have to go to the embassy to renew them. And so I've renewed like 3 times since I started traveling to the US. And
Yeah.
for every time I go, I usually go in the morning because they put appointments for like 7 a.m. But
Hmm.
surprisingly, they gave me an appointment for 12:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
And that was strange for me. So
Hmm.
like the US embassy, I've gone to the US embassy in 3 countries, and it's always 7 a.m., 6 a.m. in the morning.
Hmm.
So it was kind of easy. So I got there, and I also learned that there were other employment-based cases they were handling also on the day,
Hmm.
because I think everybody that came there that day, the day I came, had employment-based cases. So
Right.
they don't, I think, so they have days for the non-migrant visas, they
Hmm.
have days for the family-based petition, they have days for the employment-based petition. So I
Yeah.
think that's what I observed from getting there. And that was it. I got there early. I got there an hour before my exact date because I just wanted to get it over with.
Hmm.
And
And
um,
did you bring any document with you? Anything that you had submitted previously in your I-140? Did you also bring their originals or not at all?
okay, yeah, they requested for the civil documents, and that
Hmm.
included the police certificates, the
Hmm.
originals, and your birth certificates,
Yeah.
and also a copy of the confirmation page of the DS-260 form.
Mhm.
So those were the things they requested. So I just took exactly what they requested on the mail they sent me and
Okay.
went there. Yeah, because on
Yeah.
getting there, they already had everything. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
That's
So
true.
that was
So and then you got there, you waited in line, you got in, and how long was that interview? Was it very long? Was it very short? And
No,
how?
it was detailed though, because okay, we got in after going through the security screening as
Mhm.
usual. We get into the room where the consular officers are interviewing individual um, applicants,
Mhm.
and first of all, you go get you when you're called. It's like a free security check, like to confirm it's you. You do your biometrics, your
Mhm.
fingerprints, and they take your passports, right, and put it with your document because they had your documents already. So they
Mhm.
put it on your other documents, and you wait in line till they call you up. So
Mhm.
I waited for quite a while. I don't know. I think I was the only NIW case there. Others were other employment-based categories. So they had quite smaller files, like a couple of pages. And my file was so big, and maybe that's why
Mm.
they kept me waiting for so long. So it got to my turn, and so I waited there. I waited in that queue for like over an hour. Yeah, before somebody, one of the windows called me, one of the counters called me,
Yeah.
and and
Yeah,
she
and that's
came.
how the embassy looks inside. Is like
Yeah,
you're waiting
it's like a
in a
bank.
room, and there's like little
Exactly.
windows. Yeah,
Yeah, like a bank. So you have to wait for them
exactly. Yeah,
to call you
yeah.
to come forward.
Okay, so now is the time when they call you. What kind of questions for those viewers that are anxious, which probably is the majority of the viewers when this
Yeah,
moment comes?
that part is quite interesting because they basically ask everything you said before on your petition. Like
Mm-hmm.
she asked what profession I'm currently undergoing. Said I'm a research scientist. In what field? Said
Mm-hmm.
energy systems. She
Yeah.
asked if I was a member of any professional association because I was a member of like three of them when I was filing. So I
So
told her,
so are they just basically checking that
yeah,
everything that you wrote actually matches
yeah,
what you say, right?
kind of. And she enters them into the computer. So it's every answer you give her, she has to. I think she types it into the computer. So it's
Hmm.
not just confirming like that. She
Yeah,
has
yeah,
to.
yeah.
She asks if I won any awards, uh, why, if I was married,
Hmm.
and I said no. And
Yeah.
for those married, I think they were asking the spouses how long they've been married and things like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I typically tell people that for married people, there's more questions
yeah, yeah. Because it's
because
like
they will
it's
get a green card too,
yeah,
right?
exactly. Everybody gets a green card, so they have to
Mhm.
confirm if it's
That the marriage is real,
yeah,
and it's
exactly.
not
Yeah,
just for the purpose of getting the green
yeah,
card.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was single, so I skipped all those parts because I could overhear the questions asked to one or two others earlier before me.
Yeah.
Then
Did you struggle with any
yeah,
question?
there was a struggle, but
Hmm.
I don't think it was because of the person carrying out the interview. She wasn't fully aware of the kind of petition I was filing because I remember
Okay.
she asked, "Do you have a job in the US?" And I'm like, "No, I don't have a job." He said, "Do you have a job offer?" I said, "I don't have a job offer yet. I'm speaking to potential employers, but
Yeah.
nothing." And then she goes on and says, um, "You have to have some form of waiver or an employment offer. If not, I'll be forced to deny you." But I think she was kind of new. So
Okay. Okay.
I now had to go like, no, you, I don't need a job because that's the whole basis of the whole
Yeah.
application.
You
Yeah,
were
so
explaining what the national interest
exactly
waiver
that.
is.
It's called the National Interest Waiver. She said, okay, yeah, but you need some form of what's it exemption. So I guess she was
Mhm.
referring to the perm
Yeah.
certificate. And I was like, everything is filed with the USCIS.
Hmm.
So she thought I was meant to bring something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Like.
everything is in the
Yeah.
document you have. So she went back in and spoke to someone more superior, and the person comes to the counter and shows her my application. He points at something on my um, I-140 form. I said, "This is it." So she was like, "Okay, you're good."
Yeah.
So we laughed over it. I'm like, you almost gave me a scare there." So yeah,
Maybe they
so
were looking at your labor certification form, which you need to have there, even though it's not a labor
yeah.
certification.
It was there. Yeah. So
Yeah.
because the way it works is once the I-40 is approved, everything is approved. Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because I know I filed, I think an ETA 95
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she saw it and was like, "Oh, you're all clear.
Yeah.
Congratulations, welcome to the United States." And that was
Wow.
it.
And
But
then,
before
yeah.
she starts the interview, you're meant to take an oath. You swear to say that everything
Uh,
you say is true, blah blah blah.
yeah. Like in the movies, right?
Exactly. So that was the
Yeah.
first time for me. So it was kind of interesting
Yeah.
and strange.
So please allow me a 10-second break, well, maybe 30-second, to show you a little bit about my website, eb2niw.info, where you can find a lot of information about this green card category in which you can self-petition. You can download my I-140 petition so you can see a real case, but recently I started my EB2 NIW course, which include my own petition, my adjustment of status package, my ebook, and a series of video lectures where I will go step by step showing you what is a cover letter, recommendation letters, and in summary, everything you need to know about this process. So if you're serious about it, check it out. And now, let's go back to the video. And so once you are done, like how long would you say it took? Like 30 minutes, a little bit more?
The interview would take probably around 5 to 10 minutes, but
Okay.
the whole process of walking to and fro, maybe if you combine the times, maybe like 30 minutes, Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
And then she told you in the moment you are approved.
Yeah, he said you are approved. She said, "Congratulations, welcome to the US." And but apparently, they hold your passport for quite longer than
Mm,
normal because she says we're gonna call. You're gonna receive it because we have a courier we use in this country for
yeah.
that works
So
with the
they
US
keep
embassy.
they keep your passport so they can stamp what they call
Yeah,
the visa,
they keep
right?
your passport to stamp the visa, and you can follow that on the SIAC website for the status check,
Mm-hmm.
so you
Yeah.
can know when they issue the visa. But I think in my case, the visa was issued 3 days later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was checking every day. So and but she told me something that it takes a while. It takes like a week to 2 weeks for
Yeah.
me to get everything because I'm going to receive a whole package.
Yeah.
Understand? Which I'm not allowed to open until I get to the US to give it to the custom guys at the border.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now you have what, 6 months
Yeah,
to enter?
it's 6 months. Yeah, you have 6 months on it, but it depends on when you did your medical. So your medical, it starts counting. Your medical has to be valid at the time you
Okay.
coming into the US. So
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw that somewhere else. I think on the website,
Yeah.
and so I have 6 months from the 1st of April
Okay.
because I did the medical on the 1st of April.
Yeah. So what is your personal plan? Did you make plans already to when you're planning to go there?
I'll probably be traveling probably because I have to finish the terms of my contract here. So I
Uh-huh.
got like 2 months on that. Understand? So 2 months from now, I think I'll
Yeah.
be able to do that. So probably in the
And
month of June, July. Yeah. End of
okay.
June, early July, yeah.
And then you will enter with that visa on your passport, and then once you are in the US, you will then receive the physical green card, right?
Yes. So yeah. So you I think you have to make a payment first. You have to
Mm-hmm.
make
Yes,
you
the
have to make a payment.
immigrant fee. Yeah.
Yeah, the immigrant fee, $220
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
to the USCIS website. Yeah.
Yes.
But I
Yeah.
haven't done that yet though. But
Yeah.
that's it. You can do that on or before getting to the US. Yeah, then you receive
Yeah.
your green
Nice.
card as I thought.
And just as a pause here for anyone that is watching up to this moment, I have a video talking about consular processing that summarizes all these steps. But of course, now we have a true story here, which is way better. But if you want to go watch the video, I'll leave a link there. So going back to you, do you have also plans on where in the US, what region, what area of the US are you targeting for your first years?
Uh Not really. I'm open to wherever I find good opportunities.
Hmm.
I'm already used to the US is gonna be like the fifth country I'm living in already.
Yeah.
And so I'm open to wherever, all 50 states I'm open. So
Yeah.
I'm already applying for certain jobs I feel might suit my
Mhm.
profile and
Yeah.
depends. Let's see how it goes. I'll probably land in Texas, but
Hmm.
I might just be there for a couple of weeks, then
Yeah.
go wherever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Makes
don't
sense.
have any specific plans. So it's easier. I don't have like a full. I'm not traveling with a family, and so it's just
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get
You
there,
you
I'll
go
figure it out.
wherever
Yeah,
the
whatever the
jobs
wind.
are.
Exactly. Yeah. When
Yeah.
you have the missus, you have to run it by her. Like you like this place, so it's
Yeah.
different for my case. Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. So, is there anything that you think we should have covered that we didn't cover? I know this conversation is a little bit longer than usual, but I felt there's so much to talk about.
I think we give two important points. Yeah,
Mhm.
like at the initial stage of filing, you have to carefully choose the embassy you
Mhm.
want your case to be sent to. That's in the case of the when you fill in the I-140. Then
Mhm.
secondly, for those in the consular processing, after approval, it's not normal for you to wait 5 months to get
Yeah.
your case sent to the NVC.
Yeah.
And most people just keep waiting and waiting. No, it's a challenge somewhere. And I think I was following one of the immigration attorney, and he said that's a case that even the USCIS is aware of. So you can seek help through the
Yeah.
USCIS Ombudsman office, and they will help you fast track that process. Exactly. So
And that's
once you
her
wait
job.
30 days, that's their job exactly. Once you wait beyond 30 days, just go fill out the forms, and so it helps you. Because if not, you could be waiting for a very long time.
Yeah, I think that tip is going to be really valuable for anyone that is watching.
So I'm generally excited because from the date of filing to when the visa was issued was like 13 months in all, and I think that was for someone filing from outside the US. I think that was kind of fairly okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, yeah, Eric, thank you so much for putting the time, and the effort also to explain all these steps in such a great detail. So I know people will really appreciate your time, as they usually do. They will write a lot of comments in the comment section, and again from me also, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me on. You've been very helpful in my case, and I think this is the least I could do for all the useful information that you've been putting out there for me and for every other person filing for the EB2 NIW, and more recently the EB1.
Everyone, yes.
Yeah.
Now we're covering everything.
Yeah, it's very important because with regression, you just have to find the
Mhm.
next best thing.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.